You don't want to strip that bolt. Well, Carter, I'm at 48.1 hours on JD.
Jeez.
And so, yeah, time flies. And recommended from the manufacturer, John Deere, to do an oil change at 50 hours.
Okay.
Actually, interesting in the app that I have an app that connects to my tractor. By the way, other tractor owners, because I don't know the answer to this, does your tractors have an app too, or how's that work? If you have an orange tractor or a red tractor, I'd love to hear from you about how the app works. So in the John Deere app, it actually tells you all the maintenance, when you need to maintain it, and the steps that you need to do at each level. Interestingly, the app says to do it at 44 hours. So if that's true, then I'm a little bit late.
Yeah.
So time to get to it. Here's the things we're going to need. The oil itself is SAE 15W40. I ended up getting a double pack of this because I thought, well, in another 44 hours, I'm going to have to do my oil again. And I ended up saving like $10 off of Amazon getting a double pack.
That's a deal.
We'll drop that in. And of course, it came with 2 oil filters. The John Deere M806418. I wasn't super impressed with the manufacturing on these. I found that the threads inside of here, there were some shavings, some loose shavings that were coming off. So whoever made it, not super impressed about that. Your quality control could be a little bit better on that. Then with the tools themselves, we're going to want some lights, whatever you have for filter wrenches. We'll need a socket wrench for the drain plug, and then we'll use a torque wrench to torque it back on. And then I actually have 2 sockets here. 17 millimeters for the drain plug that's currently in the unit.
Okay.
I bought another drain plug which has a magnet in it. Do you know why it has a magnet in it?
I have no idea.
Well, if you have a little loose piece of metal in your engine, and that piece of metal just goes through your oil system in your engine, you think that's good for it?
No.
Right. But this magnet, with any loose pieces of metal, it'll pick it up, and you know right where it's at. And the next time I change the oil, you pull it out. Guess what? If you got you clean it off, and you're good to go.
That's actually really genius.
It is a super good idea. However, I don't think this is the right size bolt. I have used AI, a couple of different AIs.
Don't trust the universe that much.
Do you trust Google?
And they say this is the right size, but my eyes tell me this is not the same size as the one that's in there. So worst case, I'll have to just do this, get the right size one for the next oil change.
Guess we have to just wait and see then.
We're going to have to see. That's why I have the second socket, the 13 millimeter, is if this does fit, we'll use that to put this one back in. And then some gloves and some rags. Other than that, any questions?
I don't got any.
Did you ever change oil on a vehicle?
Only cars a few times. Never done any tractors.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Well,
this is a first.
Guess what? You're going to do the work because my back's been bothering me. So how do you feel about doing the work?
I can do it.
And I'm going to hold the camera.
Okay.
Beautiful. Let's get started.
All right.
So let's crack that baby loose. Oh, yeah, you're going to need an extension, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. So we forgot to mention earlier, obviously we'll need a place to put the old oil, a drain pan of some sort, and I just like to use this in case not all of it makes it into the pan. I like to try to keep my concrete floors clean.
Am I going the right way?
Which way are you going?
This one. No.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it should be pulling towards you.
I'm not getting this thing to move.
Come on, strong man. All right. So again, you're pulling it that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the correct direction. Lefty loosey.
Golly.
Golly gee willikers.
This is going to be the whole video.
Try to pick a different angle. Now, hang on. Make sure you don't want to strip that bolt. So you want to be up tight on it. There you go.
Here we go.
She was tight.
Okay, see, oil's coming out now.
All right, let's slide this up in there. All right, notice how it's glooping like that. All right, I'm going to reach in, open my hood. Excuse me. Right here, we're going to loosen this, the fill here. That should let some oxygen in. There. Oh, that little yellow thing there, if you pull it up, it's an air breather. I was wondering why it was glooping. It lets the air out so it doesn't have to come up through the oil.
Wondering why that was doing that.
Yep. All right, let's just let that go. The internet lied to me. These aren't even close. So that's okay. Like I said, I will get one for my next oil change. Put it in for the next oil change. Things don't always go as we planned. So we're going to put the original drain plug back in. Whoops, I need my light. Because my new one, as I suspected, did not fit.
Nope.
Go ahead and take your rag and just kind of clean up around that and then go ahead and put that guy back in. $18 foot-pounds when we're retorquing this guy. And again, I know I should be using a new crush washer. I don't have one, so I'm going to risk it and go ahead and just put it back in because I really need to get this back together today, and I'll watch it and make sure it doesn't leak.
Oh, come on.
Okay. There you go.
It's in.
All right, go ahead and wipe around it again just to clean up. That way I'll know it should be completely dry. Helps me to make sure that I don't have any oil leaking. Now it's time to move on to the tougher part, and that is the oil filter. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the dipstick out of the way. This is the tough part. So give it a try, and if it doesn't work, we'll come up with a different plan.
This is a really awkward angle.
It's going to go the other way, by the way.
Yeah.
You're going to spin it upward. Yeah, it's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, and they can glue themselves on there. All right, I'll switch you places. Let me try it. Oh man, you're not kidding. That's awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Oh, got her. Look at that.
There we go.
Beautiful. It's awkward. When you're putting your oil filter back on, what they recommend is you put some oil in it. That way you don't have a section of time where your engine's sitting there with literally no oil pumping through it. So they recommend you put fill it like halfway or something. Just put something in it. And ultimately, we're going to put 2.9 gallons of oil back in this. At least that's what the Googler says.
Great googly moogly.
So there we go. Oof, that does not take a lot. Good thing I had my little catch down here. Catch that oil. And of course, that oil is going to want to come back out as we're putting this back on, but that's okay. And so we're going to just clean this up. And then right here, what you want to do is take a little bit of that new oil, that fresh new oil, just run around this rubber gasket. That will keep it from gluing itself on and will make it so much easier to take off the next time. So here we go. Come on now. There we go. Oh man, none even came out. So now here's how you tighten these. You go finger till the gasket hits. So right there, gasket hits. Now you go another half turn. There we go, about half turn. Now time to put in the oil. All right, Carter, time to put in the 2.9. What was it? 2.9 gallons?
2.9
gallons. 2.9 quarts. All right. Please don't put 2.9 gallons in. There we go. This is one of those times when you think to yourself, we did put the drain plug in, right? pretty good. All right, now we'll run it a little bit. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, making sure. Filter's in, oil's in, drain plug's in. I love my horn. Tell you one of the things I love about this tractor, even with the hood piece on here, the side piece, you got easy access to being able to check the oil. So that looked good. What I'm going to do is I'll watch it over the next, few minutes when I run it, and I'll keep checking it. If I have to add more oil, then I will definitely do that. Next, it says to check the hose clamps and the hoses.
Let's start with this one, man.
How's that feel?
Pretty tight.
Helps if I put some light on it. Your camera guy needs to be fired.
That's tight as well, too.
No leaks, right?
No leaks.
How about the fuel lines down here, right? Any leaks? Any seepage anywhere?
Looks fine.
All right, so what do you think about hoses and clamps? We good?
Yeah, I'd say we're good.
Next is the water separator. Do you know what a water separator is? This is also called the primary fuel filter / water separator. You see at the bottom here, so switch me places. This may not show up on camera very well, but so you see that red ring at the bottom?
Right there.
Yep, that's the one. If we start getting water in the fuel, that red ring will start to rise because it's sitting on top of the water. I don't see any water in there, do you?
No.
Yeah, me neither. That red ring is at the bottom. But if we had to, it's easy. You just basically unscrew that yellow part, and the filter's clean as well. We need to take a look at what I believe what they call the secondary filter. So see if you can get the light to shine through that and check for how clean that is, or not clean.
It looks pretty clean to me.
So you know what we're going to do? I'm going to ignore the manufacturer here, because that thing, when we pull that filter out, guess where that hose, the hose here, guess where that goes?
My face?
It goes right to the fuel tank. And guess what kind of a bath you're going to get?
Not the greatest one.
A diesel bath. That's the kind of bath you're going to get. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to skip that step for now. And of course, if my tractor starts running not well, I'll know to check that. So here's the other reason why I'm going to wait, Carter, is because there's a YouTube channel called CMG Customs, where what he did, because every time you change that filter, it's terrible. It's awful, because you end up getting a diesel bath. He ended up routing that, putting basically a pass-through down here, and then bringing it up through and then putting the filter here in this little cubby. And I like this idea. It's an awesome idea. Again, CMG Customs. So instead of getting diesel fuel all over myself, when I'm ready to do this filter, I'm going to use my fuel transfer pump, empty it to where it's almost completely empty. I'll get less of a diesel bath. I'm going to do the mod that CMG Customs did, put my filter in here so that in the future, no more diesel baths. We're going to say this step is done for the 44-hour maintenance. Time to check the lug nuts. 70 pounds. You should get a really good long beat, so don't be bashful.
Okay.
There you go, better. It's not a bad idea to, sometimes you can hold it here, keep that at a 90. Keep going. You want to get a solid tone. Yep, beautiful. Then you know you're good. Right. Did you do all 5?
Yeah.
Go. If you saw me open my hood by not having to use the key in this silly little thing down here, you've got to check out my other video, a couple of zip ties and a few minutes. This thing here, terrible. Right there. Awful. This thing right here, I can take my hand, reach in. Aha. Check out my other video. All right, Carter, time to go through the app and tick the boxes. And there is nothing more satisfying than ticking boxes. So,
So we checked all the hoses and clamps. I'll mark that one off. We changed engine oil, so I can mark that one off. Changed engine oil filter, can mark that. We didn't drain the water from the fuel tank.
we checked it.
We did. We didn't replace the fuel filter, so mark that as incomplete.
All right, that was a favor to you, by the way. You didn't look like you needed a diesel bath.
I did not need one. And we checked wheel bolt torque, so I can mark that one as well.
How did that feel? That feel good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good job. Well, Carter, how do you think that went?
Went pretty smooth.
Yeah, I bet it did too. Don't feel bad about the the drain fan or the drain plug. I know I appreciated your cautiousness because I don't want you stripping out my drain plug.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad thing.
That's the last thing I wanted to do.
I know. So it's all good. We got through it. It's been a few minutes now, and the oil level's still really good. I mean, we're probably 80% on the hashed area there, so that's great. I will keep an eye on it as it may need a little bit of oil over the next few days and weeks. Also, too, I reached underneath there and kind of ran my finger around the crush washer, and it's dry so far. Upcoming project, though, your dad actually printed this up for me. Front axle dipstick / oil fill area. So I'm going to replace this. I've already got my 1/4-inch tubing for it. I'm trying to remember the company that makes these. But anyway, they make nice ones that are metal that are $100. But trying to keep my pennies in my pocket at the moment. So this plastic one is going to work just fine. Tim someday, or JD, someone's going to buy a 3D printer because that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. I noticed a few little drips. You did good. It's impossible because things splash. But again, the old kitty litter, the stuff's incredible. Well, once we move the tractor, you throw some kitty litter down. You kind of just grind it in with your shoes, sweep it up, and oil is gone. So again, clumpless, cheap kitty litter. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate you. From Projects with Tim and JD, I'm Tim. That's JD.
I'm Carter.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, come on. Why won't it go on there now?